going on, everybody? Today I'm coming to you from Poznań, Poland. Woke up in my hotel room this morning, decided to do a little footage on my little trip here. One cool thing about being in the military is getting to see other places you would have never thought you would have otherwise traveled to unless you were in the military. Poznań, Poland for me is one of them. I would have never guessed that I would have ever visited Poland, but the military has brought me here, and it's a pretty cool place. You know, Poland's got some pretty cool cities, pretty cool things to see. Just finished my cold brew coffee from Starbucks downstairs, and I'm about to go work out. So you guys can come along with me today, and we'll get into maybe answering a few questions and just, you know, spend the day with me. So just finished my morning workout. I normally try to get the day started with some physical activity. Normally always a run, just because one, runs are just easy to come up with. You don't really have to do much planning effort. You just start running until you get tired. It's a great way to start the morning. I notice that I'm way more focused and my mental clarity is much better when I start my mornings with a run. It sucks getting up in the morning, but if you run in the morning times, you have good energy levels throughout the day. And then by the time it's time to go to sleep at around 9 or 10 o'clock, you're genuinely tired. You don't have to force yourself. You just go right to sleep. So it helps with that. The other thing I try to do in the morning time is I try to lift weights just to stay strong. My philosophy's always been that I want to maintain good muscle mass, but I also want to still be an endurance athlete and be able to run 5 miles just like somebody who, you know, is smaller, but I want to be big and be able to do it. So I try to be kind of like that hybrid athlete in a way. It's going to be good for you in the long term just because it makes you healthier. And like I said, I noticed that my mentality is much better throughout the day. I'm more focused. I can think better. It's just very helpful. Whenever I went to flight school, I kind of fell off my workout routine a little bit. And some of you guys might do the same thing just because you're always studying and you're always flying, or you're going to ground school, and you still have to spend time with your family if you have a family. If you don't have a family, maybe working out might be a little easier for you. But if you're like me and you're going to flight school with a family, you kind of feel guilty when you're, you know, spending an hour working out after you get done flying. But yeah, after flight school, I slowly got back into my workout routine. I've always been in really good shape, but it's something I had to deliberately get back into after flight school. Just to make a little joke, it's kind of like, you know, in college, the freshman 15, well, you got to be aware of the flight school 15, some might say. So yeah, we're in Poznań today. Kind of cloudy, kind of overcast, but it's still good to be in a nice city. So probably gonna go get something to eat, clean up, and probably catch my train back to Povitz pretty shortly here. All right. So I love staying in Marriott hotels, but I've never understood this shower setup. Like, you take a shower and half of the shower area is just open. You're gonna get water all over the floor. I don't understand. Like, would it kill you to put a door there? I don't really know. I mean, I get it. They're trying to save room with this sink, but I just think the design could have been just a little better. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a marathon going on today in downtown Poznań. Pretty cool. I found out about it last night, so there's no way I would have been prepared to run in that this morning, but it is pretty cool. So while on deployment, you're always asking yourself, okay, like, what in this hotel room can I utilize that's complimentary for later on? Here are a few things. Got a nice pair of slippers. I could use those in my tent that I live in and not get my feet dirty at night. And then you also got a really good pen. A pilot always needs a really good pen. And then I don't really use any of these, but if I really wanted to, I could take some body lotions and base lotions. But my wife keeps me pretty well stocked on those. So little tricks of the trade. And there's the Poznań Główny, which means train station. I don't know if Główny is how you exactly pronounce that. Anyone who speaks Polish, please confirm or deny that in the comments. But this is the train station. It's where I always come into. And right above it is the mall. It's a pretty nice mall, pretty nice train station. And everything's centrally located, which is nice. So the next train doesn't leave until 14:30, so I got about an hour and a half to kill here. So I'm just going to drink the cold brew and probably go look around the mall for a little while. You know, I really hate these paper straws. I get it, we're trying to save the planet. I know, I don't want any turtles to die or anything, but is the best solution we got a straw that literally deteriorates in your coffee as you drink it? I mean, I just assume not even use the straw at this point. So, one thing I need to get back for, so tomorrow is Monday, I fly, and I gotta finish this RCOP for my flight. Good thing we have a bunch of mission briefers in our platoon that can knock out the brief tonight, but yeah, I gotta get back to the camp in order to get this done so we can fly tomorrow. So an RCOP is basically a risk assessment of the flight. You're gonna put your crew, the hours that your crew has total, your mission complexity, like what are you doing? Are you doing combat maneuver flight? Is it just a regular continuation training flight where you're going to be flying VFR cross country? Are you doing instruments? Are you doing AMS or hoist? This is where you explain everything in the mission, and then your mission briefer is a senior PC that analyzes your risk, and they will either put in more mitigations or help you come up with mitigations, or they'll read your mitigations that you have and they'll agree to them. and they'll basically sign it, and that is their endorsement to you, like, okay, this seems to, this has been sanity checked, this seems like it's safe enough to do, and then you take it to the final mission approval authority. For lows, it would be a company commander, and for moderates, it would be a battalion commander. So yeah, we got to get back and knock out that process tonight. And that is the biggest difference between Europe and America. Is America, everything is extremely convenient. I mean, just for example, you can get food in America at 11 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? That would never happen in Europe. I don't think I've ever been to a restaurant in Europe, not even a McDonald's, that was open at 11 o'clock at night. Most places are always going to close down, around 7 p.m., 8 p.m. at the latest. In America, everything stays open very late, typically 7 days a week. For instance, I came to Poznań to get my cell phone screen fixed because it cracked in the gym, and I went to a place in Povic, and the guy was like, I'll have to order the part, it'll take a week to fix, and I was like, okay, well, I'll go to Poznań and I'll get it fixed there. It's a big city, right? There's plenty of options. Well, I was wrong. I came here to this mall, to a store that sells iPhones. The guy said it would take at least a week. He'd have to order the part. And then I asked him what other stores that are in the area that could possibly do it. And he said, well, no store could do it by today. And the only other store that could do it, he told me the name. We looked it up on Google Maps, and it was closed yesterday, which was a Saturday. So, just like I said, in America, that would be the case. I don't even live in that big of a city in America, and I could drive 5 minutes to that iPhone repair store and have it fixed within an hour. And I think the reason why is because if they can't fix it for you, you're just going to pick somebody else down the street that can. So, America is very convenient. Europe, it's a lot less convenient. That's all I'll say. So this is a very common thing to eat over here in Europe. This is what they call in Germany a Doner Teller or a donor plate. It's just basically meat, French fries, and a salad. That's pretty good. One of the things I miss about Germany. I don't think I've ever talked about this before on the channel, but my wife and I spent 2 years stationed in Germany. That's actually where my son was born, so by the end of this deployment, I will have 3 years on the European continent. Not consecutively, of course. I had the 2 years, then flight school, spent a while at Riley, and deployed from Riley to here. First going to Germany, and then for the later part of the deployment now in Poland. So, yeah, I mean, both of these countries, Germany and Poland, share a lot of the same things. One of those things being donors, which are pretty good. I think they were started by the Turkish. I've been to Istanbul before, and you can get donors there. And a lot of Turkish families own donor shops around Europe. Alright, so I'm on the train now, heading back to Gzno. Gzno is the closest train station to Povic. From there we're going to take a taxi back to Povic. The train situation is a little disorganized. For some reason, this train did not match the train number that was on my ticket. And I was supposed to be on wagon 16, but there is no wagon 16. So, as you can see, I'm kind of just like in the intersection area of two train cars. No big deal. I got a seat. I'm sitting on the stairs, and I'm getting off at the first stop anyways. But yeah, a little disorganized in the train situation. I've noticed Poland is a little more disorganized than Germany is. Their train system is very squared away. So yeah, we're going back to Gniezno, and then from Gniezno we will be taking a taxi back to Poznań, and that's typically how I get to Poznań and back. Taxi, train station Gniezno, train to Poznań, and then I reverse that to get back. So I'll catch you guys at the train station. A little bit of the Polish countryside there, as you can see. In this region of Poland, it's pretty flat, kind of open pastures, almost kind of like the Midwest, if you will, of the United States. Very pretty, but flat, and it's just open farmland. We gotta find our taxi now. Well, we are back to Poznań, back to reality. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It's something a little different that I normally don't do. If you like it, let me know. I'll post some more. Have a good afternoon.